Okay. So I think this is the only page that we haven't done, right? Now. Okay, let's see what it says. It says Iqra waktub. See, this is again, you have to understand that when you say Iqra and you have wa, it is not right. It's not that you have an option. It is not right to say Iqra wa uktub, because there should be uktub. You cannot pronounce this alif anymore. It's actually hamzatul wasl. So you have to say waktub, waktub. Okay, it's same ruling as in the Quran. Okay, Iqra waktub, read and write. Same thing, like for example, it's the same ruling, right? So you want to say, you want to pronounce this thing together. You cannot say hada at-tabibu. It's not quite right to say it like that, unless you have a long sentence. You want to stop and you want to start from again. Then it's fine. But if you're just reading it, you cannot say hada at-talibu. You have, when I'm saying talib, hada tabibu. You understand? Now, these are, usually I usually don't talk about this thing because I feel like these are coming from, Quran reading or, Arabic reading class. Nonetheless, so we're supposed to read and write. It says, هذا الطبيب من إنكلترا. What is this word, Inkaltara? England, mouthful. I told you, when Arab, when they pronounce, Arabized the English word, that is even harder to pronounce, especially for me. And هذا الطبيب, his, we know it's very simple. This doctor is from England. Very simple. But remember, this kind of exercise, you always focus on, see if you can put everything. Here, remember, I told you rule, if there's an alif, you don't have to put it. You could put it, it's not wrong to put it, but it's just this redundant, meaning no need. You can say هذا طبيب من إنجلترا, right? Ingal Tarra. So try to see if you can put everything, especially the ending. You have to know what's going to be at the ending here. Do you say Attabi, bi, bu, ba, right? So these are the things you have to kind of understand. And remember a very simple technique. At this point, this is, in the beginning, that is golden rule, and it's really helpful, which is by default, you want to put Dhamma in everything, okay? Because we're dealing with nouns, so you have to put Dhamma. But if there's no Dhamma, then you have to know why you cannot put a Dhamma, okay? So there has to be some reason why you cannot put Dhamma, okay? And some of the reasons we learned, what is that? One is preposition, right? Another one is what? Who can tell me what is another time we put kasra? I gave you the easy one. You have to give me the hard one. The easy one is after a preposition. When is the another time we put kasra? I gave you the easy one. I told you the preposition. So you have to give me the other one, hard one. There are two, right? That, believe it, in entire Arabic language, in entire your Arabic language journey, these are the only two times you put kasra. The putting kasra is extremely simple. Yes, idafa. Excellent. So idafa, which part? Remember, idafa is two parts. The first one or the second one? No. Nope, not the first part. First part, you can put a kasra if there's a preposition before it, if there's a rule, but the second one has to be in kasra all the time, right? Kita, here you say kitabu Muhammadin. So it's always what? The second part, okay? Inshallah, I'm pretty sure you understood, but yeah, nonetheless, that's what it is. Okay, so the next one we have Zahaba. This is your verb, okay? Verbs are very interesting, and this is when you translate this word, it would be he went. So as you can see, the pronoun he is inside this verb, okay? So inshallah you will learn these things, but sometimes it's inside the verb, but then sometimes the subject, the doer, is inside the verb as a pronoun, right? But if the subject is there, then we don't have to use that pronoun. For example, Here the subject is here, Muhammad. Okay. So now the subject is Muhammad is there. So we don't have to use the pronoun anymore because why? The subject is right here. The fa'il, which they call, which is a doer, it's right here. So you don't have to say Muhammad, he went. You don't have to say it like that. You can just say Muhammad. Okay. So, but remember, because it is he, the pronoun here is he, you cannot say Amina here. You understand? Because the pronoun that is inside here is he, not she. So you cannot say Dhahaba Amina. That's going to be wrong. Inshallah, those are the things we'll learn. I'm just giving a little bit information, right? So, so now you say Muhammad went. Where did he go? Ila Faransa. Now, do we put kasra here? Because it's ila. Hmm? Do we put kasra here? Faransa. Yes, no, maybe. No, this is Faransa. So I'm talking about this one, last ending. Because you remember after if harful jar, you just told me after harful jar, we have to put a kasra. So do we put kasra here? Faransa. Yes, it's preposition here, but here in this word Faransa, can we put kasra? That's my question. Okay. This word, can we put kasra? Yes, do we put Faransa and then we put kasra here? No, guys, no. That's what the whole, yes, finally, subhanAllah. I was like getting confused. Maybe my question wasn't clear. Yeah, maybe my question wasn't clear because now everybody's saying, no, maybe I didn't ask the question properly because that's all they're showing you here. This is the whole, exercise was about. That when you have alif, you cannot put kasra. You can not only kasra, you cannot even put dhamma, fatha, nothing goes here. Okay, which you just already mentioned because it's alif. Okay, only thing alif can take is sukoon. Now, جيد. Now, so I think these are very simple one. Muhammad maridun. What is marid? This word. I have a few words that I'm gonna go through them, inshallah. What is marid? Need to know. Sick. Okay, this word you have to know. Al-an. That word is in Quran so many places. What is al-an? Al-ana. Al-ana is, anybody know? Anyone knows? Al-ana is now. Yes, al-ana is now. So huwa al-ana fil mustashfa. Mustashfa. Again, you cannot put kasra here. So he is now in the hospital. So again, we have the verb dhahaba. Dhahaba who went? Abdullah. Okay, what goes here? Give me Arab. Give me what haraka goes in lafzul jalala. Aha, here. What haraka? And why? What do I put here? Dhamma, fatha, kasra, or just don't put anything, Or maybe we make our own harakat here. Maybe, maybe we should be able to put question mark, What goes here? Yes. Why? Why does it take kasra? Because it is the rule that we just talked about, second part of idafa. No, where'd you get noun from? Your answer is right, it gets kasra, but why does it get kasra? It is idafa. Abd is slave of Allah. Okay, so Abdullahi. So that is idafa, the rule that you told me. The idafa, the second part, it always takes kasra. Okay, Abdullahi. So ذهب Abdullah. So Abdullah went min Almania, from German, ila Inglaterra, to England. All right, simple stuffs. I think that this one is easy, so we can just kind of read the next one. Okay, who can read this part? What is this one? First, it is what is, if you don't know, see, these are the things. If you have never seen this word, you don't know how to pronounce this word. There's no way you can pronounce this word if you haven't seen it. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, this harakat, you can easily remove them after you see this word before. Anybody knows what the meaning of this word? Yes, saburatun, exactly. See, so there's a shadda here. They didn't write the shadda, so you usually it's very difficult to know where's the shadda is if they don't write it. So because you've seen this word before, there is nothing but it's still you're reading. That is like a magic. You ask anyone who is a hafiz in the Quran, you ask him to read this thing, he will choke. He will know where he wouldn't know where to start. Okay, so that's the difference. You understand? So that's why the book is. I like the book. That's what it does. Initially, it shows you all the harakat, then slowly it will remove all those things. Jayyid. So saburatu amama talibi. Okay, amama is front of, right? Now, one thing I want to mention quickly. Front in English is preposition, isn't it? Right? In English, we call it preposition. Front, back, under, all of these things, in, out, all of them are preposition. But be careful, something that you wouldn't have to pay too much attention right now, but I'm just a little bit letting you know that in Arabic, we don't call amama preposition. Okay? It is something, it's called dharf. It's kind of like, what is it, dharf in English? Isn't it adverb? I don't know. It's kind of like that, but it has different meaning. Okay, so we cannot technically call this one harful jar. What is harful jar? You guys know it's fi, ala, ila. All of these things are harful jar. And what is the rule after harful jar? Huh, guys? You get a kasra. But yes, preposition, and you get a kasra. Now, if you say amama is harful jar, now someone who knows the Arabic language, they might correct you. They will say, no, it's not harful jar. It is dharful makan. Anyway, it's something inshallah we'll learn. I'm just letting you know, so don't get freaked out if somebody says, no, it's not harful jar. But they have the same effect. That's the whole thing. They have the same effect. Because if you think from English perspective, then your answer is very clear. Fi is preposition, front is also preposition. So after all preposition, you get kasra. So from the English perspective, it is a little bit clear, but in Arabic, for some reason, I know the reason, but they don't call it harful jar. This is dharf. Jayyid. The board, sabura, is front of the student. Make sense? Am I saying it properly? The board is in the front of the student. Yes? Did I screw up again? Or sounds about right? But usually I'm just thinking, is the board front of the student, or the student is usually front of the board? Subhanallah. That's what I'm going back saying if I'm saying it wrong or not. That's probably different kind of board. Jayid. What is it saying? The board is front of وَهِيَ خَلْفَ الْمُدَرِّسِ. And okay, so basically this is what's happening. You have the board, the student. So how am I going to say this? So teacher is here and the student is here. That's all. Okay. So it's very hard to visualize what he's saying because we always see the board behind. So that's why probably it's getting a little bit confused, but these are not the board that, on the wall. It's probably one of those board, that's standing by itself, right? Now, so that solves the whole mystery, what's going on with this board. So, as-saburatu amama talibi. Okay, so the board is front of the student. Here, why is it here? Because we have ta marbuta and it is feminine word. And here goes back to the sabura, the board. And here, and it is, here you're not going to say she, you will say it. It is khalfa. Khalfa is complete opposite of amama, is behind. Are we getting this word right now, or we had them before? Huh? I thought we had them before. So amama is opposite of khalfa. So how do you remember? You memorize both of them at the same time. Okay, front and back. When you memorize as a pair, it really helps. So we have, okay, so وهي خلف, and it is behind who? المدرس. al remember the sneaking meme, guys. مدرسي. Again, it's behind the teacher. Now, then we have أين السيارة. What are you going to say? أين السيارة? Huh? There's no alif lam, guys. There's no alif lam. Alif lam. سيارة. Yes? Or what do you do? Somebody just pronounce the last ta for me. Why? There's no alif lam. So it should have been, shouldn't it be سيارة? So why are you saying سيارة? You give me the right answer, but the reason is not. You are right, but by the way, you are right. If it was female name, for example, Amina, I have to clarify this one. When we saying female, maybe I should clarify, guys. Listen, when we say female, where that doesn't take tanwin, like Amina too. What we're saying, female, proper names, not like female word. For example, let's, Sabura. See, it's so easy for me to write like this. Okay, now I have to give the teeth for you guys. My teeth looks bad. Subhanallah, it's not helping you guys at all. So, Sabura. Sabura is also female, a feminine word, right? But is Sabura proper name? Of course not, right? It's a noun. It's just a, it's a verb. But Amina is a proper name. So when we say the, the female name doesn't take tanween, we're talking about proper names only. Okay? Fatima. Fatima. Do you say Fatimatun? Nope. You cannot say Fatimatun. You have to say Fatima tu. You understand? So please keep this thing in your mind. So we're talking about proper names, the name of a female person, name. And it doesn't have to be ta marbuta. It can be any name. For example, Zainab, right? So Zainab. What is Zainab? Zainab is the name of a person, right? Female person. Can you say Zainabun here? No, you cannot. You have to say Zainabu. Why? The reason is same thing. Female proper name equal to no tanween. You understand? So now can you say that you don't say tanween because of female name? Non-Arabic female proper names. Non-Arabic name has completely different ruling, but it has the same implication. Okay, so non-Arabic names will get same thing anyway. For example, Ibrahim. It's not Arabic name, so you say Ibrahimu. Okay, so I cannot think of any non-Arabic female name right now that doesn't end with alif or alif maksura, but so it has a similar ruling. Okay, it has a similar. Inshallah, this is a big topic, by the way. This ghair munsarif or mamnu min as-sarf is an interesting topic, and if you look in the book, I think that's the last chapter of this book. But nonetheless, the book slowly brings these things. In the beginning, what did he do? The author brought the feminine names, right? And then inshallah, he will give you a little bit more, bits by bits. But what we learned so far, you have to know what we learned. So that at least you don't get confused. We are not saying that any female word doesn't take ta marbuta. Please make a note of this. It's not, we're not saying we cannot say sabura tun here. Yes, we can say sabura tun because it's not a female proper name. Sayyara tun, absolutely tanween, no problem. But what we're saying is female name. Aisha to Aisha. Here, can you say tun? Huh? No, you can't. Because it is female proper name. Make sense, guys? And you know, I'll I'll show you, I'll tell you something more, even more interesting. What is Jamilun? Huh? What is Jamilun? No, no, no. Be careful. Yes, Jamalun is Jamalun is a camel. So Jamil is what? Beauty. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Yes, and for the guys, it would be handsome. Yes, you can use the same word uh, uh, for both of them, but you know now. But how do you say? But I like the you wrote handsome because why? That's actually better. I would say, you know, interesting translation because we're describing a masculine here. So that's pretty interesting how you translate. That's good. But how do we say for feminine? You say Jami Latun, right? I'm running out of space to write on my screen here. Jamilatun. Yes, everybody agrees. Did we talk about this thing? I think we did. Yes, so Jamilatun. Now we're describing what? Female person, Jamilatun. But do you know anyone whose name is Jamila? Hmm? There are a lot of people's name is Jamila, right? Okay, so in that case, is Jamila proper name? Yes, if it is her name, then you cannot say Jamilatun anymore. You have to say Jamilatu. To call her, you know, you can say Jamila, that's fine because, you know, the rule is ta marbuta, you don't have to pronounce. But if you're writing it, you know, she's writing her name, then she cannot say her name is Jamilatun. Because why? The rule is what? Proper name cannot take tanween. So she has to write Jamila too. You understand? It's the same word, but it's something interesting. So this will help you understand what we're talking about. We're talking about female name. Although Jamila Tun is a beautiful, that's why she's calling herself. But because now she gave that thing as her name, now she cannot call it Jamila Tun anymore. It has to be Jamila Tu. So keep this thing in mind. Okay, now coming back here. So what goes here? I'm still looking at my last uh, ta marbuta. What do I put here? I still don't know. Do I put fatha, kasra, dama, double fatha, double kasra? What do I do? I need help. No? So two. Okay, again, you're saying two. Okay, I'm putting two. You're not saying tun. You keep on giving me two. Okay, can you tell me why? You just know it has to be two because you kind of figured two is the correct answer. Because guys, sometimes you have to see a word ahead, you know, in order to do in order to know. Not sometimes, that is probably you have to do all the time. When you want to know what this word means, or is it a subject, it is a object, you know, what's the role, what is the sayyara is doing, is something happening to sayyara, or what is sayyara doing here? You have to look before and you have to look what after. You cannot just stare at this one and find the solution. You have to look before and after. Now, if you look after, do you know why it's getting one dhamma? Because what? Idafa, yes, yes, because it's idafa. You get it? Because of idafa, the rule of idafa, I can repeat 1,000 times, no problem. You have to understand the first word never takes tanween and never takes alif lam. These are two never, like it will never happen. Okay? It will never take tanween, it will never take alif lam. That's why we cannot say, uh, you know, sayaratun here, because it is. And how do you know it's part of idafa? Because you look at the next one, it is definite and you have a kasra. Okay. And also you have to kind of know the meaning, what he's saying. You know, you say the car of the teacher, right? So aina is where. So where is the car of the teacher? I know it's very bad saying it like this. You can say teacher's car, but I don't care. We have to, it's better to just say it like that. So there is much clear. Car of the teacher. Okay. Here again, he is referring back to Sayyara Amam al-Mudar, Amam al-Madrasa. See, you have to be careful, because if you don't have the context, it could be Mudarrisa. Mudarrisa, which is what? What is Mudarrisa? Hmm? Anybody knows what is Mudarrisa? Mudarrisun. Yes, teacher, female teacher. Yes, exactly. So it will be female teacher. So only the context will tell you whether it is female teacher or we're talking about school. Here it will be madrasa. Okay, front of the school. Good, good, good. You guys are getting it. Okay, so I don't think there's anything. Well, we don't have too much time to. Let's just do review these things anyway. Okay, so we have Aina. What is this? How would you read this one? Read this whole thing for me. These are good exercise actually. You know, we don't have to start a new lesson today. These are very good exercise because we're getting a lot of idafa ruling and other things as well. So how, just read this. Remember, I'm not asking you, you know, just to clarify what Sister said. I'm talking about this this sentence perspective, right? But I want to know how do you pronounce this whole word with the ending? I can help you a little bit here. Now, what do you think is going to happen? It will be same. So bite is what? Bite is what? House. So the next one is yes, Baitul Imam. Yes, so Baitul al Imam. Yes, yes. Aina Baitul Imam. Exactly. So we are saying, where is the house of the Imam? Okay. So this, just pay attention to the idafa. You have to spot idafa, and that's why one of those rules that in the beginning, especially in this book, you will never find any other way, which is when you have this thing really helps. And remember, if you just look at, if you're confused if it's idafa or not, just look at if the first one is indefinite and the second one is definite, guys, this is going to be idafa. Okay, so you know, we don't have anything, you know, just look at this. The first one is indefinite, second one is here alif lam. It's going, even they don't write kasra here because it's going to be idafa. Okay, so sometimes you have to recognize the idafa in order to know whether you put, what do you put here, is it baitun or baitun? Okay, Jade. Okay, so these are easy. Aina jalasa. Jalasa, did we get this word? This is also new verb. Did we get jalasa? Jalasa is he sat. Okay, now remember what I said, the verb already has a pronoun, he said, but if the noun is there, which is the case here, Hamid, if the noun is there, then you don't have to say he anymore. So you can say Hamid sat. So the question, where Hamid sat? You can ask like that, or you can say it the other way. Where did Hamid sit? You can just say where Hamid sat, you know, just to make things simple. Okay, so this word you have to memorize. Okay, jalasa. Jalasa is he sat in the past tense. So now you're saying the same thing. See, he gave everything in here. Look, all the harakat is there, and then now there's no more harakat because no point. You already seen this word here, jalasa. Now there's nothing here. Jalasa khalfa Muhammadin. He sat behind Muhammad. Right? Now,